Hey guys, it's Marz from Down in the Den. You're about to check out this amazing Tinder Experiment with the one and only Nikki New. Enjoy.
Mine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Since you was a kid. Yep.
Yeah, since I was like
A wee lad.
three, 4, super young, absolutely a wee lad. And I already knew like the structure. I remember in school, and I'm like, my parents already taught me this, and then I'm seeing other kids, and everybody's like, some kids are hating on me because I'm getting all these questions right.
Oh.
And I'm looking at them and I'm like, damn, they look just like me, but they're not congratulating me.
Oh.
They're hating me because I'm getting the question right. And even then I was like, this will peer pressure someone not to want to answer questions.
Right.
And not really live in their abundance.
In their moment.
And
Yes.
live in their light. And
yes.
And right then something triggered it in me. I'm like, not one of you are going to step on my spotlight. I'm like, God gave me this spot. Fuck y'all niggas. I don't need to be cool. I'm like, yeah.
Fuck the cool. And that was the thing about the coolness. Yeah. I knew fuck the cool because my mom was going to fuck my ass up.
Yeah.
Because, my dad, all of them were going to beat me up. So I'm like, yo, fuck all, whatever y'all doing, whatever y'all came here for. But I came here to thrive.
I'm like, I'm not coming in here to repeat. I'm like, some of y'all got beards and we're in the 3rd grade.
Oh,
I'm like, why you got a beard? My boy, you're 16. I'm like, how you dating a teacher? My boy, we're both in 3rd grade. Not literally, but I'm just saying that's
to that
because
sense.
Their parents didn't care if they failed a million times. And I was like, number one, you like school so much that you want to be in this grade again?
Exactly.
I was like, because I don't. I need to get through this. I'm like, because it's not doing anything for me. So I need to get out of this as soon as possible. And I knew that by the time I was 7 years old. I had already recognized. I'm like, I said, this is not. I said, they're not doing anything to make us exceptional. I remember because I was a talker.
Yeah,
I am a talker.
They put it all in my every
progress
report
reports.
card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Always
I'm talkative.
Yeah.
Yo, I used to get in trouble. I legit get slapped up and shit. Like, I'm like, damn.
And I'm
but
like,
look at me.
You want me to be able to communicate that? One of the most difficult things I told you before is public speaking. The second difficult thing that people are fear of, and that's why literally C students tend to make more money than A students. Because the A students have the book smarts, but because they have the book smarts, they have no social abilities. They don't know how to socialize. They don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to do anything that the CEO does. The CEO is the one that's selling this to the person. The CEO may be dumb as a box of rocks, but their charisma, they have the ability to unite people and carrying them. And I learned that long ago. I'm like, I don't, even though I had the book smarts, I was blessed. I was like, I'm never going to need this. But what I'm going to need is what made this crowd listen to me, which let me be a natural leader, which let me do this a smarter way instead of a harder way. That helped me. I'm like, these are the skills that need to be honed and watered and given the light and given attention to. But they don't want you to be a leader. They don't want you to be a world changer or disruptor.
Oh, that's what they consider it?
Yeah, they don't want that. They want
you to be a good nigga.
Old McDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
That's what
sheep here and a sheep there. And a sheep everywhere. They're telling you what they want you to be. Old McDonald. And what do you farm? They're leading you to slaughter.
Hey, stop the mic. Right? Hey, drop the mic,
Kobe. Bean out. Drop the mic.
Wait. Let me breathe on that because that was deep. When you just hit me with the old McDonald, you motherfucker. Why would you do that to me? Why would you take...
He was like, you're on this farm. He was like, you're going to be a pig, you're going to be a sheep, you're going to be a cow, but I'm leading you all to slaughter everywhere. Oink, oink. Say it with me. And that's what, they want you to be a pig because they want you to consume, because that's where economics come from. You consuming, not conserving, consuming. You don't ever hear conserving. They hear consumer. You grow this field until it's barren. You take from this water until it can't populate a fish anymore. It's consume, because you're going to make someone richer.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all about.
And that's all about. It's just to someone richer, not to someone better, not to someone wiser, not to someone grounded,
just more, and that's when people
say zombie. They're zombie.
Money is not the root of all evil. Greed is the root of all evil, because greed will make you take someone's life because they have something you don't have. Greed will make you cheat on a vow that you made with your significant other because you want more of that. Greed will make you take from your brother, steal from your mom. Greed is when you let go of just possession and what I have to have and focus on what you're giving back into the world, it always comes back. And tenfold, and it's either going to come back in love, it's either going to come back in success, maybe both. It's going to come back in good fortune on what you're putting back. It's going to go through your bloodline and pass that on, and now you have something that is timeless. You have a name, you have a reputation that can get you anywhere, regardless of what you have in your pocket. People are going to want you there. I'm going to pay for this because you are providing an asset, a service, a gift that is so rare. And so that's why I always say creators are the modern day superheroes. They can take nothing and turn it into magic. They can take a thought that's in your head. And that's why I always say you have to separate artists from the person. When people are like, oh, you can't listen to R. Kelly, you can't look at Bill Cosby, you can't do these things. And I'm like, art is to God, and you to deny God, it did not come from that man. When someone writes something on the paper, you forget that there's a middleman between your brain and that paper. Who put that thought in your head? Something doesn't come from nothing. You didn't just create that thought. Something higher than you put that thought in your head, be it a song, be it a poem, be it a movie, be it a podcast, be it a book, whatever. So you have to separate artist from man, because artist is not of man. Art is of God. So you can't deny art, because that's denying God. And regardless of how you feel about that man or that flesh, they are simply a vessel.
That part! Don't kill the fucking messenger!
You mad at the TV? You literally mad at the TV. It's just a vessel for you to watch the program. Focus on the program. Don't get mad at the TV. You mad at the TV? How dumb do you? Yeah. How dumb? I can't listen to the song. R. Kelly's a creep. That's just a dented TV. Just look at the program. Don't worry about the vessel.
Damn.
Yeah, his antenna ain't right. But you're getting the channel's a little fuzzy.
Snap. Yo, you just took me somewhere with that. Bless you for that. You just redeemed another soul.
Yeah.
Based on that alone, because I was kind of like, I was honest. I'm gonna be honest. I was torn because I was looking at the greed, as you said.
Yeah.
So I was paying attention to that greed that, he actually had, whatever. I was focused on that greed and the fact that as a woman, that's my thing with the money and the power. And it seemed like he had so much power to control these situations.
He absolutely did.
That as, from the human soul, you know what I'm saying? Like to counteract that, it was just like, But and as a fellow creator, I understand, God forbid, damn, you hit it on oh my God. But God forbid, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And it's also us. I don't look at us as a nation, or I look at us as a village. If we break down, that's the village fault, because we knew what he was doing.
Nigga! Okay, now you see, you want to start some trouble.
We knew what he was doing. We knew in 1994 with Aaliyah that he married that little girl. And we let that man rock for 30 more years. And
the documentary was actually I think that was the most painful because of how long it dragged out for. Because, small change, small coin would just keep people okay. And then he's still continuing. You're right. So we actually failed him. We failed. And
we could have stopped. We could have nipped it in the bud before he amassed more power. But we were like, this music is real good. So we're going to go ahead. That man made a nation. So I don't know what you want to do, instead of saying, hey, let's nip this in the bud. But at the same time, I'm like, don't disrespect the art, because that is not of him. He is simply a vessel.
Bless him.
All artists are simply vessels. And that's why I say they're just modern day superheroes, because you can do a podcast about your experience, which is your unique experience, and transform that into millions of people listening, and they're like, "That's my experience."
How is that so? Who gave that power?
Right.
Who made that possible for it to touch? Because it's touching. It's touching.
Only the creator. I mean, that testimony that just touched a million people. It don't matter what you do before or after that. Your purpose at that, I tell people,
to do a job.
Yeah, I'm like, how many people didn't kill themselves because I believe I can fly?
Hey, yo! Come on. I don't like it.
How many people
hold on.
found the strength?
Pause, yo, because what you said, I believe I can fly. The first thing that came was the first line, like, I used to think.
Yeah. That man.
Not,
and the thing is, you know how you know it's from God? Because that man can't read or write. And he told you I can't read or write. So who gave them words? Don't tell me there's not a God. It may not be who you think it are, but a man who can't read, who can't write, who has an education of like 6th grade, made some of the most beautiful words. That's ever been existed, and put it in melody. On top of that he composed.
And as you're saying this, I can hear this. I'm hearing like each lyric go in my head.
That is Shakespearean level writing for a man who can't read or write.
It's hitting all levels in terms of the frequency. I can imagine what number in terms of the hertz, right? Because we're talking like
120 megahertz.
That's come on. 120 megahertz.
Yeah, it's a healing frequency, and we are literally electric batteries. Our body runs on electricity.
Yes.
That's why when your heart stops, they take the motherfucking battery. Yes. Shock you back to life.
Yes. Defib. Oh my God.
Like I said, we're literally batteries, and you're just like a battery dies, we die. But what do you charge? What do you bring? What journey did that battery get that car to before it died?
Hey, yo! Damn, that's how we... You coming through with it? Thank you. And I literally just released psychedelics, so we're going to do it. I'm sorry, it just got really hyped. No, because I did this, like, my homeboy, Casika Antonio, he was going over the different healing that like the different forms that they heal in terms of the ritual of dying. He was telling me how the Western civilization does not prepare us to die.
No,
unfortunately,
it's almost corrupt, because it's one of the biggest money makers on someone's death.
That part, how they capitalize scam.
They know you have insurance in most cases. That
At your weakest moment,
and they're I'm gonna take care of
right
this
in your
you.
Right in your ear, whispering and shit, right?
Just
and
like
then doing what?
Who else
Sign off the check.
Serpent, and now your whole check that was supposed to put your family together has been put in the ground.
Boom.
And some of them people even dig up the coffins and recycle them. That's how dirty they are. You don't know what's going on.
Stop. Take it easy. Slow down. Because you're taking me somewhere. I don't want to get too rough at you. Take it easy. Because just the fact that you can mention that they're recycling, just by you mentioning the sense of vulnerability when you lose a loved one, and we've lost our share. And that verse was lit as fuck too, by the way.
Okay.
You, bro. At that moment, like, I'm just trying to take it very easy on myself as I speak, because this is a very sensitive.
I had my foot on the brake the whole time.
Okay,
so
I was like, somebody hit us?
No, I was like, why's my ankle hurt? I was like, I've had my foot on the brake for 30 minutes now.
Yeah, keep. Because That's a sensitive subject. It's a sensitive subject with the losses, and for the fact that you're telling me how they capitalize and how they're capitalizing, and they're recycling coffins, you say.
Yeah.
So where I live, my people, I'm crying, oh, it's going, and they're talking to you, okay, it's going to cost this much for this plot. Okay, do you want a double or a single? You want one or double? Okay, and they're talking to you, okay, I'm sorry, I lost.
And they're
Oh my
trained
God,
for
what was
that.
his
They
name?
don't
Like,
give
they're
a
just
shit.
like, right, motherfuckers,
It's like them selling a car. It's no different. To them, the worst moment of your life is to them selling. I just got this person to get leather. They didn't need leather, but it's gonna be $400.
Stop. Take it easy. Slow down. Okay. So, because you, the way you're slashing the tire or the knife on that side is like, exactly. They're preying, P-R-E-Y.
They're preying on people, and that's what. And I said, instead of praying for people, they're preying on people, and that's what. When people say, "Oh, the Illuminati," I'm like, Illuminati only means to be enlightened.
Whoa!
Why are you afraid of being enlightened?
Whoa!
Who stays in the dark? Demons and evil stays in the dark. We all need to be illuminated.
Please and thank you.
We all need
light.
Need the light. Let there be
light.
Is what the
That was the next
said.
he said. That was coming in my next breath.
He didn't say let there be dark.
No,
He said
let there be light.
And I'm like, so y'all, when people say, "Oh, the Illuminati," I'm like,
illuminate.
Yeah,
let's illuminate.
It's just illuminate. And they were the ones that was exposing the religious frauds. That some of the I tell people, I said, I believe in spirit, I believe in God, I believe in creator. I don't believe nothing that a man wrote on a piece of paper.
Yo, my nigga, because it exactly. What was the intention?
What was the intentions? Why?
Because a lot of things are written on paper to say certain things and to go in a direction.
Why do you think you need a lawyer to read a contract? It's the same reason you need a preacher to read the Bible, because there's so much stuff put in there, especially when you tell me books have been removed, whole books, whole chapters. Imagine you writing a book and starting at 1, skipping 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, going to 13. Nobody's gonna understand what the hell it means. All these and I used to tell people, and they used to hate me at Sunday school. I said, why do we have a New Testament if God's word is always right?
You were that kid. I think
I was that kid. And
it's okay. Like, it's good. I remember because there was always a kid that's asked that question.
Yeah.
Good job.
They kicked you out. Why? They made me go to adult church because they couldn't answer it, and they thought I was being a smart ass. And I'm like, you're telling me, you're here. I feel like I'm in indoctrination right now. And you're here telling me that I should have blind faith, but the teacher can't even answer basic questions?
I'm done.
Someone that's telling me 2 can at least give me 4 fingers and be like,
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, okay, that's 4, you know? And that's why you say you like math, because
it's very like, yes, 1 plus 1 is,
I say, but when you listen to the religion, they don't want you, any of the rules that were established.
I'm sorry. Like, it depends on who's remix.
I always said, I remember asking, I said, who created God? No one can answer anything for me. He just always was. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. You just told me nothing can come from something. Or something can come from nothing.
Yes.
It's what you told me. I'm like, but you're saying he just always was. I'm like, so there was no before him? I'm like, it says in the Bible, the Alpha and Omega, it had to be, something to create. Yes. And then that's why I started looking at, because I was analytical, I'm like, they said the Bible, in the Bible, to say God created the cosmos and the earth in 7 days. And we're like, taking it literally. I'm like, the 24-hour clock is way after the Bible was written.
Yo.
You ever think a day to a God that knows no time could be 1 billion years?
Okay, that went right over my head. But
y'all really thinking God was like clocking in at like 9 to 5, 7 days?
Exactly.
Like, because that's what it makes it seem like.
But that's what,
on the first day he created the sky, and we're like, he's so great. And I believe God is great.
Right.
But I'm like, your Roman calendar that you use was not even created during these times. So how are you saying it was 24 hours?
Who said it was 24 hours?
Who says it was?
I've always been asking this question.
They just said the first day. What's a day to an immortal being? A day could be 1 billion years.
Yo. Exactly. Who designed the day?
Who designed the day?
And what was the purpose of designing the day?
To get more work.
Of course.
That's
to
what
do
it was.
What? To get more work.
Same reason we have daylight savings, for capitalism, for
yes.
greed. The devil is greed. Greed is the devil. They're one and the same. That's why I say before any sin, gluttony should be the number one sin. Because gluttony causes all the other sins. I hate your life. I'm gonna take it.
Whoa. Right, that's a deep space to be in.
I
hate your life, so I'm going to take it.
I'm going to take it, so now I have another life under my belt. Just because you're living life better than me. You're in a happy state. I don't know why, but what can I do to cause the most harm? I'm physically going to take your life. I have no right to do it. I didn't give you this life, but I'm going to take it because I am greedy. I want me to be the only one to experience happiness. And right now, what's going to give me happiness
is by you.
Is you no longer breathing. Wow. Greed is the root of all evil, and everything that we do is because we want more of something instead of giving something. Like, I remember people would be like, "Oh, best part of Christmas is giving." And when I was a little kid, I'm like, "Hell no, the best part is getting this Super Nintendo." What you talking about? I'm like, you must never had Mario Brothers 3, sucker. I have. And then
Teddy Ruxpin was my shit. Though. Right. I remember waking up to that. Like, yes.
did the horror voice, and my Teddy Ruxpin traumatized me.
Oh, you had a Teddy Ruxpin too?
Yeah, but he recorded over them.
Yeah, I know.
I'm coming for your soul.
Oh my
and I'm
God!
Like, holy shit.
No.
I'm like 4. Like, what the hell?
Damn.
I am the devil. He would do stuff like that.
God.
He was psycho.
No, I totally get it because I'm thinking about what the equivalent.
Yeah, it was just a cassette, and then they would But the mouth would be talking. And
I know.
Like
I had one too, so I don't.
Teddy Ruxpin was the shit.
I was hyped when I got it too.
I was hyped until it took him about 2 days to realize he could horrify me in another way. I'm like, I turned it on. I'm like,
brothers ain't shit.
It ain't shit.
This is the stuff they do though. Like terrorize us.
Yeah.
Damn, I used to terrorize my brother. Damn, sorry, Jay. Look,
I'm the youngest, so I had no one to tell. But you know what? My cousin Chad that I used to babysit, I terrorized him.
You see?
I passed it on because
this is not good. These traits ain't good. That ain't healthy. You know what's crazy? My daughter was like sort of about embarrassing. I was like, yo, that's my job to embarrass you. I'm like, that's every parent's job. But I'm like, damn, why am I embarrassing you?
That's have to?
Right.
Like, because I can.
Because I was like, it's just a thing that you do. But
it's your turn. But some of those joint experiences in the village help mold you, and it's giving them the tools.
Yeah, for character.
For character, and that's why I always tell people, I would not, even if I had millions of dollars, I don't know if I would necessarily put them in a private school. Because I was like, there are some character building, but then I was like, what kind of characters are we building? It's the question. And so then I was like, nah, I would need more control because I remember being the kid that would stick up for the kid that was getting bullied.
That part.
I'm like, why are you messing with him?
Right, like exactly what he do. He's just regular. And it's just foolishness. It's just on some stupidity.
And I would literally talk them down. I'm like, he'd be like, because he got some cheap shoes or whatever.
What can he do? Like, it's not his fault.
I'm like, he got shoes. I'm like, none of us have jobs, bro. I'm like, if your dad lost his job tomorrow, you'd be wearing Bobos too. Would you want to be treated any different? And they would be like, damn.
Right, you gotta kind of bring it to their level a little bit.
And I'm like, we need to be united against these teachers in here.
Yeah, these
that's teaching us
this bullshit that don't make sense, and they're looking at you like, what's the problem?
Yeah, I'm like, we're better than that. I remember being the youngest person because I graduated school a little early, so I was the youngest person at Norfolk State. Everybody in the campus was at least 18, and I was like 16.
Oh, shit!
And I remember going in my Scott Hall, going to the bathroom, and I turn a light on, and it's just poo.
Oh, my God.
Smeared, like someone did.
Disrespectful as hell.
Yeah, and I went upstairs to the next floor, used the bathroom there, and instantly went downstairs and told the RA, we need to have an emergency meeting and everybody down here. I'm 16 years old, not a not a mustache.
I would have called the meeting. Like, what the fuck? Why is there poo?
So I was like,
something's wrong.
There's an emergency. So literally,
did you call a crisis?
Yeah, I called a crisis. So they thought it was like a body up there. They called everyone down here, and it was literally like Sherlock Holmes. I was like, anybody here 16 besides me? I raised my hand. I was like, okay, so I'm the youngest. I'm like, I don't need to be the most mature. I'm like, some of you guys should be role models for me. I'm like, but one of you jackasses decided in the communal shower that we all have to use as a community that you wanted to write shit hieroglyphics all on the wall. This is literally what I said verbatim. I'm like, and somebody knows who it. I said somebody's roommate.
Check the shit out of them like this.
I said somebody's roommate came in there with shit on their hands, and you know who it is, and you thought it was funny. I'm like, but it's not funny. I said, now we got to use the other bathroom, and they're not going to have hot water because they've got extra 13 people coming up. The cleaning guy doesn't come till Monday. That means we're going to have to sit here for a whole weekend. So I was like, this is what I propose. I was like, the person comes up for it who did it.
Proposals.
I said, and they clean that shit up. Or B, someone tells me who it is, and I find somebody else, and we handle this like gentlemen. And I literally said that, and RA was like, I'm with him. And then the person was like, I was drunk, and we were like, clean it up. And they went in the janitor thing, and we made him clean it up.
Dumbass.
At like 3 a.m. He's out there with like bleach and gloves.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is you doing?
He was like, I got drunk, I had some tacos, and I got sick, and I couldn't find the toilet paper, I'm like, no, you were drawing circles and like a damn caveman. I'm like, you're in a place of higher learning, and you're in here acting like a damn Neanderthal. I'm like, that's not even in our DNA. That's them with the Neanderthal.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm like,
And back then, I was like, I knew, I was like, I'm a leader of men. Even back then, because I was like, we're not gonna do this, guys.
Yeah, this is not what, like, I didn't come here for this.
No.
This is not what I came here for.
My mom cleaned I'm from a very clean household. Every Saturday, we're up doing chores, washing. There's bleach, there's Pine Sol, and I'm like, go to brush my teeth, and I look in the mirror, and I'm like,
what?
First of all, I ain't got the best eyesight, so I'm like,
oh God,
I ain't got my glasses on in the morning, so I'm like, I'm looking at myself, I'm like, that ain't me, is it? I'm like, no, that's poop. Interesting.
I can't.
And then instantly I was like, the gravity does nope. I'm like, that's a design. I'm like, those are fingerprints.
Stop.
I'm like, someone purposely decided to do this, and just something triggered at me.
Nothing chose violence.
It was a rage, but like not a violent rage, just like
the audacity,
like a mafia thing. Like, so this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna tell me who did it. And that'll be it. Or option 2, and I don't think you're gonna like option 2. We're gonna drag you out back, and we're gonna beat you like a stepchild. Is that what you want?
No. Classic. Oh man. But yeah. So high school at 16. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. So you was a freshman at 16. What the fuck? And you had the full beard?
No.
Oh, not yet?
I didn't grow a beard until I was 25 years old. And it was I went from...
Wait. The cruelty of the universe in that regard. Right. Yo, you had the full beard and... Anyway, only God knows why, though. You've been guided. Continue.
No, 25 years old, because I was very... Full beard wasn't even a thing. It was just goatee.
Oh.
I would have a little goatee and a low Caesar, and then I had cornrows for a while when that was popular. But I hated the cornrows just because it seemed like it was more work.
Yeah,
than just getting a number one every 2 weeks at the barbershop. I like, look at a Caesar round in the back, number one. And that was it. And I did number one just because it lasted longer.
Ah, you know what? I love the Caesar. I had a Caesar phase. I went back in my 30s. And it's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. I'm like, literally get up and get a brush, boom, 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 and go. And I've always been, I'm like, I look just as, in fact, when I had a sharp, dark Caesar, I got more compliments. The only time I got more compliments is when the beard came in.
Yo, the beard was a game changer. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, your beard picture, that's your signature.
Yeah, when the beard came in, and that became an accident. That was literally, I was off 2 weeks from work, and at work we had to kind of keep our beard neatly trimmed, but I didn't shave it, and my facial hair grows so fast. And I'll never forget, I had a red lumberjack shirt on.
Oh my God, there you go.
My beard was bearding.
Oh, you was probably
okay, Rambo. On. I had my hair was nice and curly. No, my hair was nice and curly, and I'm putting wood.
Oh my God,
with charcoal on the grill.
That's a lot. That's a lot of energy.
I'm like, how do you want that?
Hey yo, you gotta relax though.
I think it was in the morning, so the voice was kind of deep. I was like, hey, how do you want your steak?
Oh my God!
And I just remember
hearing the bass.
Yeah, and she looking at me, and she was like, yeah, she was like, you. She was like, you about to get something put on you right now. I was like, I'm just trying to make a steak. What do you? I was like,
hey, you gotta relax. You gotta relax. It's the bass. That's I'm trying to make a steak.
That's my real voice. Like, this is my on the. But my actual voice is this. This is my actual voice. But it's too deep to pick up on.
Oh my God!
On the radio. So,
are you kidding me?
Yeah, this is.
You gotta relax.
That's
Shut the front door.
This is like, welcome to USAA. My name is Sean. How may I help you? And as soon as it's like click, I'm like, these motherfuckers.
I hate your code switch though. I do not. I don't. But it's just.
Oh, that's literally.
It's the fact the code switch that is code switching.
Yeah,
stop.
You've reached Sean.
Stop. Oh my God, because you want to give me heart palpitations.
I'm like, fantastic. No, I reviewed the files that the attorney sent, and I'm going to be honest. I don't think we're going to be prepared to offer you a settlement, and this is why. I did some research.
Oh, God.
I get you drunk.
Is that why it's a red light?
Right.
Oh, but maybe they thought.
And then as soon as I hang up, I'm like, oh, my God, these people are getting...
Right, then you got to relax. It's a decompress. Decompress.
Yep, so the only people that know this voice is my... family, because I've been putting on the Marz voice for so long that I get stuck in it sometimes, and I just get comfortable, and people are like, what the hell was that? And I'm like, this is my actual voice.
Yo, that's dope as hell though, and it's so relaxing. Yo, wait, and it's a balancing act. That's why you're puzzling the scales.
But it's Libra, it really is. But like I said, when I talk normal, you can't really pick up all the things. And then I find people start looking at me like, damn, that's really your voice? And I'm like,
it's dope as hell though.
Yeah.
That part, but I know everybody's got and I said that to someone. I said that's always someone's thing, like the thing that they hate the most, or that they can't really say. It's like that's dope as hell because that's what God does.
Because what makes you unique.
Yeah, exactly. It's what God does.
And it keeps you humble because if you knew your power, you would abuse it. You would really abuse it. You would really and I told people I'm so glad that I came into my prime in my late 30s.
That part, the glow, the late glow up, I'm with you on that. Right.
Because if I was like this at 17, I have 13 kids.
Oh, well, actually.
I would just be a terrible person.
Yeah.
I didn't, I wouldn't have had the...
God had his hands on you.
Yeah.
I told you that. I told everyone the fact from the 16, I was like, when did you get this beard? You were like 25. And I laughed because I just knew that's how God works too. And you know what I mean? It's a humbling process where you don't... It's like, don't worry. You're just kind of like, well, a little awkward. Like, but okay. Like, I love my awkwardness. So then you find your comfort.
Builds, right. Character builds. And it was funny because I remember before I did Down in the Den, one of my best friends, his wife wouldn't let him have a social media page. And I didn't understand. I'm like, because we had just full trust.
This was how old was this age frame?
This is we were at probably 33, 34.
Like, he's probably killing it.
Like, Instagram had just really started.
Yeah, it was too much.
And so he was like, yeah, my wife won't let me have it and stuff. And I was like, well, I was always a generation behind. When they were on Instagram, I was still on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, let me get one of these Instagrams. So I made one, and my beard was popping and stuff like that. It was a public page. and it would just be like friend request, friend request, friend request, and I'm like, the dude's not like me. I'm like, I'm getting like an 85% female friend request, and I had my wife up there and everything. There was no hiding or anything. I'm just like, trying to be blissful, happy husband.
You're enjoying your life. You're
life,
just
not thinking of anything.
No care in the world.
And I remember I had a picture of Charlie, and he was sitting on my lap watching TV, and I had some gray basketball shorts on.
Okay, I thought you had gray sweatpants. I was going to say chill out.
Well, they were sweatpants
that's
material.
The male thong. Can we talk about that?
Did not know that. But see, I was ignorant because I'm not looking at other dudes.
I know you're not, but okay.
So I had the gray sweat short. They're sweatpants material, but they're shorts.
That's another form of lingerie, by the way. Just so you know.
I found out
basketball shorts.
Now.
That's what they were.
No, they were so they're sweatpants material, but they're shorts.
Okay, continuing. They were gray.
And and I had him on the lap, so all you see, I'm like, you see the cute dog, the print, the gray, which I didn't realize that. And then I started seeing the eyes pictures and stuff like that. And then that's when my ex was like, you got to relax. And I'm like, what? I'm just sharing a picture of me and dog Charlie
bless your soul.
Looking at TV. And she was like, you're real thotty right now. And I was like, pardon me.
It's me.
It was just
because the visual was like, is this what you were doing with the cute dog in your lap? Yeah. How lovely. It's probably great too in terms of artistic.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at it, and you just see my feet, and she was like this, and I'm like, what? And she was like this.
Oh, she pointed.
She pointed, and I was like, then I felt offended. I was like, you pervert. I'm like, why are you looking at that? I'm looking at the dog. And literally, and she was like, you know what you're doing. Look at all the comments.
Wait. Because it's you. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
No, I was just super innocent.
And I understand that. I empathize with that, by the way. And I truly understood where you were coming from in that moment. But it's hilarious to me because I'm able to see both what was occurring, but also what you were going through, and what you were also doing. So classic. Okay, so after you realized that you were being violated visually,
then I was just like, you'll never see a picture of anything waist below ever again. I was like, no, because then I realized, and I started people and women were like, oh yeah, that's like. She was like, I would never let my man out in the house in gray sweatpants. That kind of slutty behavior. And I'm like, so all of y'all,
Okay, first of all, hold on. I believe that the sweatpants are a beautiful thing. The same way y'all believe sundresses are a beautiful thing. We all have our things, okay? Can we be honest?
We do like sundresses.
And we like, you know what we love? Okay, by the way, the hoochie shorts, I'm a fan.
I was wearing hoochie shorts before, because I got the Thunder, so I didn't like the baggy shorts. I'm like, I don't like super baggy clothes. Yeah. I'm like, you can't run in that if it's an emergency. So I had to, when I would go to the festivals, thighs out.
We love it. We're here for it. We are here for all of the legwork. It's a beautiful thing. And I was like, we also are visuals as well and enjoy.
That's fine. But I started the page. It was called SCP Kings because that was what we called our little group of friends, and it was just us.
Okay.
And us doing guy stuff and this is when it was easy to grow on Instagram.
Oh.
We had like 6,000 followers in like 45 days.
Nice.
And it got to the point, and we would play little games on there. We would, put, hot or not or things like that.
Yeah.
And my wife knew about it or whatever, but she was like, I bet those DMs are disgusting. And I was like, I don't think so. I didn't even know how to check the DMs. I didn't know messages were going. And when I saw it, I instantly got rid of the page.
Yeah.
It was horrific. I was like, wow, I'm like, that keyboard has given people strength to say things they would never say.
Well, you don't know if they would never say it though.
I would hope not.
I don't know. Well, as a woman, you don't never really know, so it's always kind of like cringy sometimes.
And I keep thinking from my perspective, because I have 16 aunts and a mom and a sister. Mm-hmm. Like, I've always had the utmost respect for women, so I would never talk to them the way that I approach you is the same way I would talk to you in person. I don't objectify or anything like that. I give eye contact. I'm not doing all this.
Right, the extraness.
At least not in front of you. You know, I might catch because I'm still a man, but I'm not gonna be just like gawking and stuff because I'm like, we're still just humans.
Thank you.
We're still just humans.
Act like you've been here before.
You know, and
it just bothers me when it gets a little barbaric.
I don't, I don't disrespect. I remember my friends, we were going on the strip and we were all single. I remember guys barking at women or just grabbing their arm. And I'm like, you can't just grab someone and bring them to you, Captain Caveman. I'm like, that's against the law. I'm like,
it's scary, actually. Depending on where you are, who's doing it, how they're doing it, the mindset when they're doing it. It's did you say I was in the corner? I forgot what it was, whatever the term you used, but it's a thing. PTSD.
I remember my cousin that I essentially raised, and it hurt my heart. My ex used to work at a place called Lush in MacArthur, right around the corner.
I know the place, yeah.
She was a manager there, and one of her coworkers there was like 22. Mm-hmm. Gorgeous, like model level gorgeous. And of course, my ex used to just talk about me all day. Oh, let me tell you, he makes my dinners when I come home. He has the wine and
what you do with your coworkers, with the ladies do most
and
of the
just
time.
Talking and just bragging on me to the point where like her coworkers, I would come in and they're looking at me with like hard eyes, and I'm like, this is weird because I'm just regular me. I'm neither tall, dark, nor handsome. I'm not none of the three. I'm yellow, average, and cute. I was like, I'll get that. But it was just the energy, and women are more on the energy, and they would see how I come, and it was all eyes on her. And I'll come, hey, here's your lunch. You good? How you doing?
Not the wandering eyes.
How you guys doing?
Respect.
This is what we're having for dinner when we come home because I
and you're saying this early. In front of the people. Yeah. Oh, how lovely!
And I'll be like, and here's $30. Go get yourself a shirt or something like that. Whatever. All right, I see y'all. And so we had a house party. We had a big house party. We had probably 45 people there. We got music. I got food on the grill, having a good old time. We're having wine. The ladies start drinking. And her friend was like,
oh, damn.
You ain't got no brother? I'm like, my brother's much older than me and he's married. Damn. Tony interested in sharing? That was my husband.
Oh, shit!
And I don't know why. Maybe because I was drinking. I heard Tony is interested in sharing. And I was like, what? She is? No, she was like, no, is she? And I'm like, who's sharing? And she was like, no, sharing. I was like, oh no. And then my ex was a little out there when it, she was a free spirit. Mm-hmm. So she was like, I would watch, and I'm like, oh my God, what did I marry into? And my friends were like, bro, take advantage of this. But I was so busy trying to be like perfect husband. I was like, no, that would be cheating. That is. And then in retrospect, I was like, man, I should have took advantage of that.
That was probably dope as hell, yo. That was actually lit, though. That was lit. That was nice.
It was just.
That was a lovely gesture. Yeah, in regards, just to allow you to give you a free pass.
Sometimes we go to the strip club, and the ladies liked her, and they would be like, hey, and she'd be like, hey, she gave me her number. You want to bring her, have some fun? And I'm like, no, I was like, I wanted to be everything my dad wasn't. I was like, I'm going to take these vows. I'm going to be perfect.
Very well.
And that was just my way of being. But that was also before I started doing mushrooms and everything and DMT and opened my mind up and unlocked DMT. Have you ever heard of DMT?
I think you told me about this.
Yeah,
actually.
That is something I hope everyone gets to experience.
Okay.
I think they should look into more. There's a theory that we became awakened by foraging these mushrooms that gave us psychedelic visions that kind of unlock, and it makes a lot of sense. You're foraging and you're a caveman
Foraging.
and you're like, ooga booga, and then you take a mushroom, and next thing you know, you're like, ooga booga. I think I can build a pyramid. Just unlock something in our brain,
Yeah, well, I told you, my psych professor told us that we don't do enough drugs.
We don't?
This was a neuropsych professor letting me know, like...
Oh, yeah, no, they
And I was
experiment.
like, this white motherfucker. Literally, that's what I said. Forgive me. But that was my thoughts. Like, that, I felt like that was a privileged gesture. Like, I think he, like, threw that. Like, you guys are doing enough drugs. I'm thinking to myself, like, I can't afford to do drugs. Like, what the fuck you mean? Right? That's my head. The ignorance at the time. Now, fast forwarding how many years later, I'm like, motherfucker. Okay, I see where you were going with this, right? So
once you do, like, the right... But the thing I always tell people, number one, know who you're getting from, especially now.
Yes.
Do it around people that not
care
only
about
do you trust, but care about your well-being. That's not going to see you doing something and just leave you there or anything because they're scared in harm's way. I said it should be a communal, just like many indigenous had peace pipes or adawasa or natural elements, and they did it almost ceremonial.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
that's what needs to come back to.
And that's what we need to get back to. I'm like, we need to be as a family. Like, some of my dad and I best memories of smoking joints together, reminiscing on my brother.
Dope shit. I love that.
Dope shit.
Man. And shout out to the pups who spoke with their kids. Like, y'all the real ones.
Y'all the real ones. And I get it from my Uncle Chop. Like, he's my dad's brother. He's starting a dispensary next year when it becomes legal for recreational everywhere.
What's his name? Uncle who?
Uncle Chop.
Uncle Chop.
His real name is Burl, but we call it... Let me see.
Uncle Chop. I like Uncle Chop. Uncle Chop. Uncle Chop.
He's a junior. My grandfather was also a Burl. And it's a
very interesting name.
Hideous name.
I mean,
B-U-R-A-L.
it kind of goes with it's something. I think it made along the lines with the voice. It kind of...
It sounds like...
Yeah. But anyway.
Is it under Burl?
That is hideous.
Chop. Trying to find his Facebook, but I don't know what he got it under. B-U-R-A-L. Marshall.
I'm laughing. She's like, you need to stop. That's classic. Because I have the visual. I'm like, you're telling me you walking me through the journey, like red shirt, full beard, dog, sweatpants, shorts. I'm like, hey. Sorry, I was one of the dirty old men for a second. Like, hi, I got the visual. And how did you say your hair was again? You're like, clutch my pearls. Is this what they're doing? It's sad, and it's unfortunate, but that is...
I can't find it because I can't remember.
It's okay. It's the world we live in, unfortunately, and I get it. It's a part of nature and whatnot, but it's also a je ne sais quoi. How you verbalize your team, make it appealing and appetizing. Don't just put it on the glass. It's like, oh my god,
right.
I feel like I was like exposed or something.
But no, I've always like been more attracted to women in clothes than like. I got nipples. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I can't stand. I see a nipple every day. I'm like, I got nipples. You know, so what? You know, I ain't got curves. I don't have that mystery. I don't have those things. That's what's attractive in that true femininity. That's what But just seeing a boob, I'm like,
very well. Like that was easy.
Yeah, I'm like, I got one of those too. It'll be something I don't know. You know. So.
I know. It's unfortunate. It's a thing. It's sad to say, you know, in terms of like how the energy. It's how you're using your powers.
You're right.
That's it.
Use it for good, not for evil.
It's one of those things. It's like, well, it's easier if I show a boob to get, you know, whatnot.
The attention I want, but it often ends up not being the attention you actually want.
That part,
you know,
you
thought you wanted, but then when you get it, you're like, why are you treating me like this? Why are you doing this? I'm like, what are you presenting? To the
general public.
To the general public, like I, when I was telling you about the things that, number one, I'm like, and it's not all about looks at all. It's about vibe and energy and stuff. But I'm also like, make it make sense.
Please and thank you.
Make it make. I'm like, I appreciate your confidence, ma'am. You're 66.
Hey yo.
I'm like, I know I'm not a spring chicken, but I'm not an old rooster either. I'm like, give a brother, you know, I don't need shelter. I don't need your buddy. And like, so that must be what you think you're going to be offering. I know, you're not Angela Bassett 64 because Miss Bassett knocked at the door. I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Bassett is gold.
What do you need? But I'm like, you're giving me Blanche from the Golden Girls.
Hey, yo!
And I'm like, I don't know what you thought was going on here, but I'm like, nah, we're not playing like that. And then they would just be in your DM, and they'd be like, yeah. So when can I ride that beard?
The blood. I'm sorry, forget.
When can I ride that beard?
It's so offensive. I get it.
I'm literally, once again, I'm like
clutching pearls
where I don't even want to read. Sometimes I'll get a little light, and I'm like, you got a like, and I'm like, I gotta get out this single game soon.
What is this
gonna be? And I'm like, well, that's disgusting.
I know. It's unfortunate.
I seen my friend. I think I told you that came from Seattle. He stayed at my crib for a couple of days. And then my other friend from Tampa came down, and we went to that Rivers Casino.
Right.
And he met a girl from one of those sites, one of those dating sites. And instead of having a fun Tinder experiment, it became an experiment in horror because she had catfished him so much. I don't know what type of special effect she used on the camera. He literally because it was two different people.
Okay.
Two different species. Like, I understand we're in an age where you can go on Snapchat and look like a bunny. If you want to look like a bunny,
right?
You want to put these face filters on, and
it's a thing.
It's a thing. I get it.
Sometimes it definitely takes care of the makeup when you don't feel like doing your makeup.
And that's fine because
just disclaimer.
I say it like this: if your filter makes it look like you can look on your best day, then that's fine. Like you can really be this if you want to be.
Respect.
But if you didn't filter your body, your face, your skin tone,
oh my God,
like a whole nother person.
That's scary.
So when he came down here, he's going through a divorce. So he was like, man, he said, I'm ready to get, back on the horse or whatever like that. And I was like, so what are you on? And he was like, nothing. I'm just,
just out here?
I'm just out here.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, we're in the 20. Yeah, I said, we're in the 20. I'm like, look.
It's like, text me.
Yeah.
DM me.
I'm like, you need to get on some of these sites. I said, it gives you the ability to kind of narrate, control. It does have the work. I said, and then if they like you back, you got the biggest problem. Like, are they interested in? And then from there, you can just kind of be yourself. I'm like, some things are better than modern. Like, some things are better old fashioned. Some things are better modern. I can assure you that this way is much better than what it was, like literally hunting in the woods.
Right.
For somebody.
Luck of the draw,
luck of the draw. And especially after you get to a certain age, I'm like, if you're not in school anymore,
boom.
You're not supposed to be messing with people that you work with.
Right. You would have been really by yourself.
You're really going to be by yourself.
Oh my God. And that's when the people used to go to the church.
Yeah. And when
they go to social events.
And then, if you meet somebody at the social events, then you're already like, oh, we got this in common. I'm like, no, I want to get to know this person, and maybe there's something different that is going to teach me or make me better. We don't have to be. I don't want us to be that far in the same place. Stuff like
proximity.
That. Yeah, right. Let's learn. And so I showed him a couple of sites or whatever like that. And he was like, well, you're still single. And I was like, well, I'm still single because, trust me, it's not that I haven't been offered.
Right.
But I tell people, you're not going to go on 2 dates and ask me, where are we?
That's what you said.
Which I've had. And I'm like, we are at the movie theater.
Yeah, right.
I'm learning about you. I'm like, you don't even really know someone until you live with them.
That's what you said. Don't.
You really.
All right, take it easy. I'm paid. All right, you know mine.
You really don't.
That's what I hear.
You really don't. It the person that you meet and you date with is different from the person that you live and you're like, we are cohabitating. Because they're going to be like, oh, you really don't put the toilet seat down. ever.
Nasty motherfucker.
Or you really, you really gonna leave hair in the sink or hair in the tub or eyelashes scaring people or you're gonna find things about each other, and then you're gonna this is I told you before, this is my longest and the first time I've lived by myself.
You said that. And how does it feel?
At first it was horrifying.
And then?
And now I'm like,
I like this. Exactly, because it's like, I like me.
I like me. And like, at first it was just because that it's not like a huge mansion, but it's 3 bedrooms. And I'm in my bedroom. And then my other bedroom, I turned into an office. And then we had so I hear something and I'm like,
right. Oh, God.
What was that?
Right, obviously.
Before I had Charlie, who, I could tell by his bark if it was good or something I should be. But then when I got the first night by myself, that was rough. I was like, no, and I felt like I was hearing him, and it was just like my brain was.
That's gotta be rough. That was.
It was rough. And then I have one thing I don't know if it's a coping mechanism or just the way that my brain. I said, I had them for 9 wonderful years.
Good job.
This particular breed has a life expectancy of 5 years. So I almost doubled. I have been given a gift. I was like, I cannot live in my misery. I have to celebrate what I had. I was like, he'll always be there in my memory, and when I'm ready, I'll get another one. So I quickly, positive energy.
That's right. Pump it. Yeah, you didn't allow that negative.
I was like, I'm not going to dwell in this horror. And sometimes I'll have, even now, if I talk about it much or I look too many pictures, if I look at the baby pictures, the tears are coming.
Of course.
But I'm like, grief is nothing but love persevering.
Mm-hmm.
So that's literally all it is. Like you're sad because you're like, I still love
this. Yeah.
I still love this person. I love this thing. And that's why, because trust me, when you don't grieve about school, you'll grieve about a shitty job. You don't be like, man, I wish I was still slapping them burgers around. You don't even remember that shit. Somebody gotta remind you, remember you used to work at Burger King? You're like, God damn, I did used to work at Burger King.
And why would you bring it up?
Yeah, you start having flashback. You're like, oh, that's trauma, But you only grieve over things that you love.
That's true.
So, if anything, grief is a gift because it means your love is still there.
That's a beautiful. Oh, look at that.
So that's what I tell people. I said, like they say in the Bible, grace are to crown the splendor of the old. Because it's literally like a lot of people don't get that.
Yeah, that is right. Oh,
they're never gonna get a gray hair. They're never gonna get anything like that. They didn't make it. You just being born is already you winning the lottery. Like that's 90 million sperm, and you fertilize the egg at this perfect time.
Wow.
And like some people can't even get pregnant.
Yo.
And then you were born. And then your mother made it through childbirth. That was a thing.
Amen. That was a
thing. It's still a thing for Black women.
Yes.
And we get, so I don't have this, I don't have that. And I'm like, you are living in abundance every day. And you're so greedy, you think you deserve more. What have you done?
Oh, my friend.
Who have you helped? Who have you healed? Who have you done? What have you done?
What work have you done?
That you feel like you deserve more.
Hey.
You've already been given infinite gifts, and you're sitting here greedy, crying, whining, depressed because you should have a mansion. You have a roof over your head. Shut the hell up.
That part.
We drive down the street, and there's probably somebody sitting on the bench right now.
Bruh.
But you're sitting there. I should have more. What have you done? Obviously, you haven't done what you put here for yet. The service because we're all servants.
Yes.
That's why I said in that song, I said, to serve you serve the people as king. Kings. You're not a ruler. You're a servant.
Yes.
And so many people forget that leadership is being a servant. So
that's why
that's why I'm like, you have to humble yourself. And realize you're here to serve. That's it.
That's it.
And that is your cost for. That is the ticket. That's the price for the freedom and
it's to serve.
Yeah, it's to serve. I'm like, and that's the only way you serve your community. You enrich your community, and once you enrich people and you give them a feeling of worth and value, you then become invaluable.
Thank you.
You then become that drug. Why do you think Oprah, because she had made so much money, because she had a bunch of lonely housewives in there watching her, and they were like, this is the friendly black face that I can trust, that ain't gonna slap me up for being a Karen, and I will make you, you make white people love you, or you do something for dogs, you will become a billionaire. Because, but my thing is, and I could have done that years ago, those ain't my people to serve.
Thank you.
I'm not.
Thank you.
I'm not.
Shucking the jack. What was the name of that? What was the name of that? There was a type of person that just would serve the white folks.
Yeah, sometimes they call him Uncle Tom.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, they were the overseers that were turning in the other black people. I'm like, I rock with all races, and I support all races and all demographics. Yes. But at the end of the day, home has to be taken care of first. And home is my people of the diaspora. You know, I'm like all over the globe. I'm like, if nobody got your back,
I got your back. MC Cataract.
Yeah, and I'm like, I got your front too. I'm like, these are my people. I'm like, you're never gonna have me talking down. I said, but you're never gonna have me telling lies to y'all either. And I tell it, you gotta have somebody tell you when you're wrong.
It's still family.
It's still family. And I told him, I said, what if instead of we were Crips and Bloods, where we were considered gangs and they were getting RICO charges, what if we were the Crip militia, the Blood militia? Number one, now you can't be charged with gangs. Number two, what if you actually had rules and structure? We're policing our own neighborhoods. We're making sure these kids, we're having a Crip breakfast. We're making sure these kids don't go to school hungry.
Please, thank you.
What if we said, all right, we're doing Crips and blood drive because sickle cell anemia is, so we need healthy blood. What if we turn these into initiatives that actually serve our people instead of just saying, when we gonna get our reparations? Never.
You
asking the enemy for something?
Right. Grovel. That's my biggest thing to have to come and say, please.
You can, and that's why I tell people. I had some debates with some of my friends because they're hippies, and they're like, I can't believe you own a gun, and I'm like, can I go to the range every week?
My nigga.
I'm like, because guess what?
What do you mean I can't? Why can't I own a gun? Everybody else has the right to.
We shall overcome doesn't work. They was spraying Martin's ass. He's a far more eloquent speaker than me, and they was spraying his ass with water hose and sending the greyhounds on him. So what they gonna listen to me when I say this is Mark? They gonna knock me over the head. So I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Well, I've heard that. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, let the jury decide if I was wrong, but this white man's going down. He's gonna learn today that this was not the one that he should have messed with. And I'll take my chances in the court because I don't do anything in malice. My stuff is registered, everything, I got cameras, everything, and I know the law. I know the law because you need to learn your enemy. So, and that's what I said. Until proven otherwise, you're my enemy. And doesn't mean I have disrespect. Doesn't mean we can coexist. But we also, if we're not aligned on the same path, then obviously we're opposition. As you kids say, we're ops.
Not the ops.
Stop the ops.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. And our problem as a community, we don't know who the ops are.
Whoa, what you mean we don't know who the ops are? The ops is right in front of our face.
But we haven't
really identified. What do we have to do to spell it out? To spill it out in terms of who the ops is exactly.
Well, number one, I think we need to. Just run it. Cool. I mean, it was red.
I heard it too.
Really long time.
He was like,
I was like, you ain't even gonna try to apply the brakes.
Nah, thank goodness for this car who has some sense.
If it was a kid walking across the street, he'd have been on an ornament.
Yo, son, damn. The ornament.
He was just like, let's go. But we think it kills me when I see people.
Nice. That time.
They're like, what block is this? What block? They're fighting over a block that they don't own.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all don't own near a bit of property. And this, you talking about don't come on old block, homie.
Why not exactly? What's this?
Like, this is owned by the city of Chicago. It's not one homeowners association in these projects. Y'all should be trying to get there. Y'all should be like, you can have this shit. Let me get out. Immediately. Y'all sit there fighting their comfort. Never left the country. Never None of y'all have a passport. I'm like, if I have a kid, they're getting a passport immediately.
Exactly.
You're going to learn about these cultures around the world because it's not just one neighborhood. It's not just one state, one city, one county. I'm like, there's a whole
world
out there.
Everything that we read in the history books. Let's go see it in person, okay? Let's go. Let's go. Mark that up.
I remember talking to my friend, man, oh, you scared of planes. I'm like, that's far. I say, but you get in a car with a guy that's drunk. But you scared of it? Yeah, you know.
It's gonna be okay. Some people need to just take something to go to sleep.
I take a Benadryl.
Yeah.
I'm scared of planes. It doesn't make sense that this metal tube is flying. I don't get it.
But it works.
But it works. Statistically,
it seems to be efficient. Yes.
I told somebody, I said, put it like this. I've been hit by a car before, and I'm still here. I ain't never got hit by a plane. So... I'm like, right now, it's 1-0 plane versus cars because the car hit me real good. I jumped the curb. I was just minding my business. Old guy taking some medications, fell asleep. I was sitting in the car talking to my friends before I knew it. I was in the air. Like, this is peculiar. Hit the ground. I was like, did I just get hit by a car? And I was like, ow. I said the ground didn't hurt, but I was like, getting hit didn't hurt, but the ground did.
Yo.
The hit was more like a
push.
Wait,
is this in real life?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, wait, are you telling me a real story?
Third
I'm like, wait, I'm listening to the visual. I followed everything in terms of what happened. An old man was taking medication and fell asleep?
He had taken some medication. He just had his
eyes done?
No, his teeth. Like he had like a root canal or something. And I guess he couldn't wait, and he popped the pills.
Hey! No, that's not funny.
He should have had somebody picking him up. Yes. And he just kind of, and it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It wasn't even late at night. God. We were coming from, my school had a playground. So me and my friends, we go play the playground, on the slides and stuff, and we're on the curb, and we're just talking. And I'm like, yo, man, I think and I just remember... It just felt like somebody pushed me really hard, but it sent me propelled because I'm third grade, I'm tiny, and I'm just in the air. And then I remember like trying to contort myself, and I broke my arm, and then I pass out for, I don't know, maybe 5 seconds, and I wake up, and the lady's like, you Cracka motherfucker, you killed him. They're like trying to drag this old white man out the car, like the whole neighborhood. And she was like, you drunk ass. And he wasn't drunk, it was the medication. She was like, you killed him, you killed him. And I was like, not dead, I'm okay. And I looked, my friends were gone. What I didn't know, they had run home and went and got my parents. But of course they described, because we're 7, 8 years old, they were like, Sean got run over by a car. So they thinking I'm flat on the ground.
Oh my God.
Just like a pancake. That's the visual my mom said she had, almost like a cartoon.
Jeez.
And my arm, it was just aching because I had broken my arm because I broke my fall with my arm.
I don't know why I'm dead.
But, and then the lady she was just slapping, and he was like, oh, he's like, oh man, and she's just slapping him through the window. And then finally, like, I sat up, and somebody was like, yo, he's alive. And they're like, don't move, man. Don't move. And the ambulance came and stuff like that. And I was like, I can't feel my legs. And I don't know why I said that. I think I saw movies where people were like, I can't feel my legs. So they're thinking I had a spinal injury. They're I just couldn't feel my legs because I had rubbed the skin off of them. Like, because I had shorts on, but I didn't know how to express that properly. And then my parents came out, and then, like, my dad saw me, and he instantly went for the guy, and the police had the old
like that, like motherfucker, like you try to kill my kid.
And then my mom, she was just praying. She was just on there, Father God, and then I started feeling okay. I was like, I guess I'm okay, but I sure like this attention, so I was like,
I can't.
Yeah. Put me in the braces, take me to the ambulance. They do the X-ray. They're like, he's got a broken arm. Other than that, he's fine. And they were like, that's it. The way he was moaning and groaning, I was like, I felt like a superstar. Everybody was so.
Gosh.
I was like, acting.
And scene. I was talking to somebody yesterday. They were asking me basic questions. I was like, I'm an artiste. Check my work. And I was like, oh my God, forgive me. I was like, I realized you just, Perry came across my profile. Please forgive me.
I have trained in Juilliard. How dare you?
I'm sorry. I just discovered your page. I'm like, oh, forgive me. I'm sorry. It was because it's like, well, but why do I need to go to watch a video when I can come straight to the source? I'm like, it's an attack on my.
I'm like, look, just watch the art. Give me your honest opinion, because this is a part of me, And I tell people, I'm like, because sometimes you chat with someone, they'll be like, oh, I want it, because I'm not big on the phone. I think because I talk to people so much, believe it or not, even though like it can be difficult for me to talk on the phone. And then some people think like, oh, you're not interested because you didn't, talk on the phone. And I'm like, well, number one, like I could talk to you and you have a million topics and it's always interesting. I'm like, but then there's some people like, what you doing?
Stop.
And I'm like,
I am
creating or something
right.
Like I literally spend my time like creating something. I'm either writing something or I hear a beat and I get and I'll just write a song. Like I'll hear a sound and then I'll just get them and start finding loops. And in 10 minutes, I've written three songs. It'll just come to me. Or I used to draw a lot. I don't do so much anymore, but it'll just be something like that. Or I'll just have concepts, and I'll just start writing these concepts down.
Yes, continue to record. Yes,
record or just content or whatever. That's how I came out with What the Muck. I was like, what is mukbang? And someone's like, you don't do mukbang videos? And I was like, I don't know what a mukbang is. And then I was like, muck. That sounds like, and I was like, what the muck?
We love it.
Muck?
We love it.
Just like that. And I'm like, that is
catchy.
But it's not me.
What do you mean? Oh, that's source, of course.
Yeah. It's like I didn't come up with that. It just. Oh
yeah, when it aligns, when it aligns.
So we start shooting that.
It's always fun when it aligns.
And that was like that video did really well. So I was like, okay, I'm bringing that back.
What the muck?
What the muck, and it's just like us going around to different restaurants and trying different foods and experiment with the foods and what's special. So we're really when we go in Vegas in September. There's a lot of restaurants that we want to go there, but I also want to do a local edition because there's so many and I really kind of want to focus on Black owned.
As you should.
Yeah, so I want to just really give a spotlight. I've talked to a couple of people and Black owners in Portsmouth that have but unfortunately it seems like we're always on soul food, and I'm like, I can't have 50 soul food spots.
I know. Is that all we do, really?
It's a lot of soul food or seafood, which is similar to soul food. But that's how I met with the Got Fish people. I started to do a What the Muck show, and I knew the owner, and they needed a commercial, and I was like, hey, do a little exchange. I'll write and direct your commercial. You guys be on my show, and you want to slide some gift cards for them catfish.
Right. I want to oblige.
I ain't gonna be mad at you. I said I'm not gonna charge anything, to do that. And they were like, you're not gonna charge anything? Hey, free $99. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna support a Black owner. It's a Black woman owning the business, and I had whole crew come out there, wrote the script, got the thing, did the casting, did all the thing, filmed it for them. And they were just they gave me so many damn gift cards.
I'm sure.
And then I re-gifted them, of course. I was like, you like seafood? No, I'm allergic. Well, you got $100 gift card.
Oh, then you give it away. The gift that keeps on giving
away. It's like
now.
Robin Hood. I got everything I need. I'm so humbly blessed that I went through a whole pandemic and didn't have to suffer and only got better. So I'm like, anything I can do to give back, because there's so many people that lost a bunch of loved ones, or even when I got COVID, it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? I'm like, it wasn't that bad. So it wasn't good, but it wasn't that bad. I could have been on a damn machine or whatever like that. I just kind of felt like somebody had beat me up. I was like, man, why my joints hurt so bad?
Oh.
And then I couldn't smoke for 6 days. So the stuff that would normally give me relief, because I was like, last thing I want to do is fluid on my lungs or something like that.
Yeah, right.
So I was just sitting there up because I couldn't smoke. And I was like, man, I'm so wired. And then I was hallucinating. I had a fever for a little bit. And it's the weirdest thing. When I get a fever, I just start doing math problems in my head.
Interesting.
It's so weird.
It's a little odd. It's random.
Seeing numbers and I think they're right. I don't know, because it's not. It's so weird. I used to tell people, and people thought it was pretty funny. I'm like, when I would dream, my dreams would have to be continued at the end.
Nice, my nigga. I'm sorry, that's just dope as hell, though.
It's kind of
cool. I
cool,
love it. No, I'm with you. I understand it.
It was so weird. And then I learned about actually where you can lucid dream. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Yes.
And so I started keeping a notebook.
Yeah.
And then soon I was able to lucid dream, and that was weird. That was really weird.
Really?
Yeah, because like
it's deep.
You knew you were dreaming, but you could kind of just, once you recognize it, and you could stay asleep. Like before, when I recognized asleep, I would wake up. But then I was like, oh, I'm asleep. And then you can start design. It was almost like, and then that's when I really got nervous, because I was like, there's no difference, because your brain, like, you don't really feel this. Mm-hmm. Like, there's nerves that send something to your brain, and it's like touch.
Right.
But those nerves are still there when you're asleep. So you still feel stuff, and you sit, and then you're like, dude, how do we even know this is? Then I start getting super deep, and I'm like, how do we know we're awake? You could live your whole life, and then you wake up and you're still a baby. You wouldn't even know.
That part. I did have, yeah. That's a really cool.
Because time is subjective, and you know time is subjective, because the further you go from space, that's why astronauts age slower. Mm-hmm. Because the further you're away from Earth and gravity and theory of relativity and all that shit. But mm-hmm. It's true. It's some science that they can actually prove, and it's crazy to me, because I'm like, dude, what if death is just waking up from another dream?
Oh my God, that would be the continuation.
And it's just continuation, and then you die in that, because remember they say you never know what when you die in your dreams. They always say if you die in your dreams, you die in real life, or maybe that's just you waking up, and this whole life was but a dream. And now you're another person. This whole identity that you dreamed of was just a dream.
And now you're
and you finally find your true self at the end. Maybe that's reincarnation, or maybe that's the true death, and you finally like live. Like, it's so many things that we like gotta. What's that mime? They're like, you think big, bitch. You gotta think big. I love it. That is.
Oh, that's my favorite.
That is my motivator.
Yes.
Thinking small. You gotta think big, bitch. Think big.
And it's the face that comes with it. You gotta think big.
I'm
bitch.
like, when a crackhead is giving you that wisdom,
hey, yo,
you know what?
You better take heed. You'll be a fool to not take heed to that.
Some people say gems. Some people call it rocks. He don't crack rocks. But he's also dropping gems, Don't judge where the gem came from.
Facts.
You want a diamond or not? Just take it. That really woke me up to just so much. My only fear, and it's not even a fear, because it did case Sarah, but I'm like, if my message catches on, the powers that be are not gonna like me.
I know.
Because, so if you ever see me on the news and they be like, yeah, he was selling crack out there. That man ain't selling no damn crack.
He was saying the word.
Yeah, you don't even know what crack is.
Right, exactly. Never even seen it in person.
You don't know the ingredients.
Oh,
cocaine, baking soda, cinnamon, I don't know, sugar, spice, everything.
That's a real But that's a real thing. Like, I wouldn't know what any of those illegal
I wouldn't even know
hard
where to get crack,
or how to even ask for it. Let alone, I think I seen on the TV how the concept goes, right? You know what I mean? And even that
Nancy
is like,
Reagan was a motherfucking liar. She had me thinking during her Just So New movement that anytime I went to a black neighborhood, there was going to be a guy on the corner offering me free drugs.
And you just say no.
And that's all you have to do. And I'm like, I've never been once offered any drugs. Never. I've always had to search and find.
Yo.
I've always been like, hey, do you know? Yeah, exactly.
You gotta know the code word to ask for, because otherwise
get some.
Not the hand gestures. Oh my God. Yeah.
And then you finally, like, I remember when I first came down here, we couldn't keep a weed dealer for over 2 weeks.
Oh.
It would just be, trouble. Like,
really?
I'm like, y'all don't want y'all money? You call them and they never show up, and I'm like,
the customer service is poor.
The customer service is poor. I was like,
this is the product. We need a service.
If they had a Yelp weed review, I would be giving you 0 stars. I'm like, is this ball weed? Did you just pull this bag from under your balls? I'm like, it's all loose. This is not weighed out. I'm like, this is mostly is this oregano, my boy?
Oh my God.
It was just a horrible existence. And then when I finally found my guy here, it was just like, he had a nice apartment. He would come. He trusted me, so I had his code. So I would just go in there. He'd have it in jars. He would weigh it. So because it would never be the same. I'm like, I'm like, I bought an ounce, and I was like, I ain't that strong. This is not an ounce, or it'd be 3 different ones. And that's when I finally learned about strains. And he was like, oh, he actually treated it like a profession. He was like, so what seems to be the problem? I'm like, I want weed. Aww. And then he was like, but what are you having? What is making you desired? And I was like, I never thought about that. And I was like, well, I do have trouble sleeping. He was like, okay, I'm gonna get you an indica. That's gonna help you with your restlessness. And I'm like,
and you'll die.
Yeah. And I'm like, I do have backing. I'm like, okay, let me get you Chubby 43. That's gonna be the strain for you. And I was like, wow, really? He was like, this guy's like a shaman or a medicine man. I'm like, a good weed dealer is
hard to come by.
Hard to come by. And then my uncle, he's the same thing. He's always like, hey, nephew, you still having the heartburn? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, I ain't got nothing for that. But what I can do is to help you get to sleep so you don't, you ain't going to be awake during the heartburn. I'm like, thanks, huh? And so, yeah, that's good stuff.
You've always been supported.
Yes.
That's a beautiful thing.
For the most part, I would say yes. The only thing I wish is that my parents were a little bit more, had a little bit more dragon in them when it came to grades. Because I did well in school, got honor roll most of the time, but they were happy with me getting B's. When I could have easily got an A. But I didn't try.
I didn't apply.
I was playing. It was stupid.
Why go so hard when I could kind of coast? The coasting place was a good space to be in.
I was doing my homework on the bus.
Listen, you got enough to understand the concept of what's going on and what you need to know.
I was like, no one's going to ever ask me the 3 ships that Columbus sailed on in an interview.
They didn't teach it in a manner for me to even care. Let's be honest. Let's keep it a million.
And y'all keep lying. Y'all show me these pictures of these Native Americans welcoming this man with a cornucopia like he wasn't giving smallpox to everybody.
Nigga.
That he didn't almost eradicate a whole race of people.
That part.
That he was a rapist, murderer, and a thief. And even then, I was like, how do you discover some people there? That's like if somebody just opened that door and was like, oh man, I found a new car and a pretty girl. I'm like, bro, none of this. What are you doing?
That part.
That's what he did. And we got a Columbus Day, but we had to fight for Martin Luther King Day.
Listen. I don't even. There's no words to say. We have seen it. I mean, it speaks for itself. The history speaks for itself. When someone shows you, what is the line? Is it the Maya Angelou? When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Absolutely. I don't know. We don't have to keep going over the same song and dance. I believe. I see. I know. Thank you. As for me and my own, I will do it according to the way that I see fit and suitable, just for their well-being. I don't have to buy into whatever you're trying to sell me all the time, every time.
And it just doesn't. I'm like you said, when someone shows you, I'm like, your system has shown me it's corrupt.
Numbers of times.
It's shown me that it doesn't. When I remember one of my uncles got in trouble for having like a little bit of crack cocaine. And then one of my other uncles just had powder cocaine and he was out like the next day. And I was like, why is one uncle at 10 years and one is out the next day?
Why?
I'm like, isn't cocaine crack and isn't crack cocaine?
Yes.
And they were like, yeah, but it's different laws. And I was like, what? And they were like, well, crack because it's more dangerous.
Why is
I'm like, you mean more black?
Thank you.
You know, because rich people can afford. I'm like, if anything, crack is diluted cocaine.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear. It's like cheap.
It's cheap cocaine. I'm like,
it's the black market.
Yeah, that's like
not the bootleg cocaine.
It is. It's you know, you got cocaine is Coca-Cola, and crack is like RC Cola.
Now
you
crack
know,
is whack.
Crack. Show me the receipts. As Whitney said, which by the way, I want it on a T-shirt.
Yo, okay.
I want it on a T-shirt. Show me the receipts for crack because I'm just picturing Whitney Houston for some reason in an evening gown with Bobby Brown dancing, pop locking in the background. Her going to some place in Hollywood with a shady drug dealer, and she's like, "Me and Bobby need some crack," and he hands her the crack, and she's about to get in her limo, and he's like, "Ma'am, you forgot your receipt," and she was like, "I don't need the receipts," and I was like, "That's why I know you're on crack." Because it was just as bad as when Torre asked R. Kelly, did he like teenagers? And instead of you just got off. You just beat the charge. I would be like, teenagers, if she ain't 50, I only like them Golden Girls is what I'm into. This man said, when you say teenager, what age you talking? And then Tori, like the rest of us, horrified and befuddled, looks at him and he's like, girls who are teenagers, all of them are inappropriate. 19, 18, no matter if that's legal, you're a 45-year-old man at the time. And he turns around and says, I have 19-year-old friends. What the hell do you have in common with a 19-year-old? I couldn't imagine. I am 42 and I am proud of my age. 1980, September 30th, Libra. Born on a Tuesday.
Okay. Tuesday born. Continue.
Tuesday born. I'm all about that. Mm-hmm. I am a single man. I have no ties. I couldn't imagine. 19 years old could easily be my child.
Yo.
No problem. Easily be my child. What the hell we got to talk about? That might as well be a white woman. What the hell do we have in common? We don't speak the same language. We don't eat the same food. There's going to be technology that you grew up with that, like, I can't be with anyone that doesn't know what a cassette is.
Really?
Or a CD. 19, you ain't never seen a CD. I remember.
They never seen a CD at 19? When did the CD come out?
They stopped making CDs like 2000. It's like 2022, 23.
Yeah, 23, yes.
Yeah, they're like 23 years old. The last CD I bought was 2008.
And what CD was that? Do you remember?
Blueprint 3.
Okay. Nice.
But I remember I got this car in 2018. Okay. And I was taking my stuff from the other car, which had a CD player. And I was like, oh, man, I ain't heard 112 in forever.
Come on now, Q.
And so I'm literally trying to lift, and I get, oh my God, I just paid $40,000. I go back to the dealer. I said, where's my CD player? They said, sir, we haven't put those in cars since 2011.
Oh my God,
and I humbly backed my ass up. They were like, you can just Bluetooth straight from your phone. I'm like, who is Bluetooth?
Stuffy at home.
I'm like, what is Bluetooth? Then I put it on my phone. I was like, this is magic.
I know.
This is magic. I'm like, it's just floating in the song.
Exactly.
I'm sitting there like, girl, if you tell me you love me, that doesn't mean that I don't care. Cause I'll never ever do anything to hurt you or leave you. I love you. Baby, I'm so tired of the way you turn it into deception.
Get it.
In lies.
Go. Don't misunderstand. Slim, man. Slim get it.
Killing it.
Yo, Slim was having the time of his life when he was saying, what's in my... Oh my God, this is definitely going to be the Valentine's Day episode. Just give it. Just because we.
Let me tell you 112. My favorite 112 song. I can never get away with it because I'm not ruthless. I'm a player.
I don't think I know this one.
But girl, it's time you knew when I started messing around with you. Knew I wouldn't commit to you.
My nigga, hey, yo.
Cause I'm a player, and you can see it in my eyes.
Hey, yo.
Everyone says that I'm innocent, and it should come as no surprise. But when I do, get ready.
Okay.
To settle down. Oh, yeah. Baby, the first one I'm calling.
Come on now.
Is you, but I'm too young. That obviously now I'm like player. I am not a player, but gosh darn it,
listen,
those lyrics don't make me feel something. 112 was the shit. With Slim
definitely
sounding like someone kicked them in the nuts. What is this?
But he gave us what we needed.
Pockets. I remember when you
taking me somewhere.
Used to throw those things away. Who is it? Who gave you the reason? I don't even know why. Why you acting so shitty?
I will give it to you.
That's the way I care for you, baby.
Why are we really having a whole damn concert? Because I'm over here like, I'm waiting to come in like.
I'm like, this your part now? Baby, it's a shame we had to go through this. We don't even hug, no, we don't even kiss. I never would have thought we'd be breaking up like this. But it's over now.
Oh, it's over now. Yeah, sorry. I said it's going down.
It's over now.
Really?
Yep.
All right. We had to get that out too. It's that part.
Shit. And of course, what's the one with Biggie?
Wait, hold on. There was one that me and my homegirl used to go. The Beanie Siegel mix. Goddamn. Guess who stepped up in the place to get two records in the place?
Oh, yeah.
Mac and now is it Mac Beanie?
Beanie Mac, Beanie Siegel, the same thing. But he goes, it's Beanie Siegel, but he goes by Beanie Mac sometimes.
He does.
Mac came through in the club with the thug tip.
Yes!
I want the hug tip.
I love it. Philly. That's a nice energy.
Oh, when I had my beard and I would go to Philly, they'd be like, what's up, dummy? And I'm like, why are you guys so mean?
Oh, that was the term that they used then?
Yeah, dummy.
It's John, right? Now it's just switched to John now?
Bull.
Bull is for the boys.
Yeah, bull.
So dummy used to be boys?
Dummy still is boy. They still use that, yeah.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, bull is something. I got a lot of
bull is a thing. Right. Oh, okay,
Jit. Everybody that Jit, J-I-T. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I've spent a few years there and all I got was John. I'm just kind of sticking to that.
John is for the ladies.
Yeah, okay, so that's it.
John is an attractive young lady. There's a John like, yo, they got a bunch of Johns in there. And I'm like, oh, man, you guys talk weird.
But Johns can be for anything, though, too.
Anything that's like dope or you know, nice cars. I'm like, man, you see them Johns they driving up there? Anything that's like dope or oppressive or whatever.
Okay.
Here, because we were like Diet New York in Hampton Roads, we got everything late from New York, so we copied a lot of their lingo. Especially this area 757, we used to call it the Middle East because we're in the middle of the country. But we're in the Far East. So we'd be like, yeah, in the Middle East or, you know, 7 cities. And we got a lot of talent from here, too.
Yes, I see.
Missy, of course.
Yeah.
Timberland
was out here, too?
Timberland's from Virginia Beach.
Oh, no. Guess who's
Pharrell.
coming? Timberland. Yes, Pharrell. We all know. Yes.
Chris Brown's from Tappahannock. Trey Songz from Mechanicville. Teddy Riley. The Clips. Pusha
Grinding?
Yeah,
okay. From ghetto to ghetto, the backyard, the yard.
Family. Timberland and Magoo.
Yeah, Magoo too was out here?
Yeah.
The whole 90s lineup.
Oh yeah. And all like
that was lit right
like,
here.
I remember in like 2000 seeing Aaliyah on Virginia Beach Strip with Timberland. In a Lamborghini, like with the top down, and then it started raining, and I remember laughing. I remember seeing the Locks coming from the studio with fucking a case of Budweiser, thugged out in Tim's, and I'm like, is that Jadakiss just walking there? I remember seeing Backstreet Boys at the Norva, and and when Pharrell was working with Justin Timberlake, seeing Justin Timberlake out here with a Virginia Beach hat on.
Nice.
Like, and they would all go to the strip during the summers, and you would just see these celebrities. And so I would tell people, I'm like, man, I would not give up my Virginia upbringing for anything, because we were diverse. Allen Iverson's from here. He went to the same high school as me.
Did he? And moved out, and then the 76ers on Philly. Yeah. Wow, didn't know that.
Yeah, we had 2 number 1 picks 2 years in a row in the NBA. Joe Smith out of Norfolk, 1995. Allen Iverson out of Hampton, 1996. 2 years in a row, same area.
Nice.
So I was like, Michael Vick, of course, is from here.
Okay.
From Newport News. So
wow.
We got a lot of talent. That's why we had that festival, Something in the Water, because they always be like, there's something in the water in Virginia.
Clearly.
We have crazy athletes, crazy like artists, who changed hip hop for women more than Missy?
Bro, Missy is...
And she wrote some of your favorite R&B songs. Like,
her vocals alone, she was in the background of so many tracks.
I used to always if they did a
tribute?
No, a versus with Missy.
Missy and who?
Nobody can fuck with her.
That part.
She just had to do 40 songs, because remember with verses, they can also do songs they wrote or produce.
Yo.
So we're talking whole Aaliyah albums. We're talking songs by Monica. We're talking about songs by Brandy. We're talking like you don't really want that smoke. And I was saying they need to do like a regional versus where they have like 5 dope New York artists versus 5 dope Atlanta artists.
Right, I get it.
5 songs, and then we can do a battle. Like if you got some British people, like, all right, Dale, you go ahead, and Sam Smith, you go ahead, and can't think of any other British people that's recent, but
recent, okay. Because I was gonna say Estelle, no, okay.
Is Estelle from Britain?
Yeah, she has an accent. Yeah, American boy.
American boy.
Yeah, exactly. And she's the voice of Steven Universe, Garnet.
Yeah.
Do you watch Steven Universe?
I love Steven Universe.
First of all, my daughter put me on the Steven Universe.
I love all the Cartoon Network. I love what's his name? Annoying Orange. And,
okay.
Yeah,
Annoying Orange. I don't know that one.
He's hilarious, and I mean, I used to look at Adventure Time. I think is some of the best. You should put your daughter on Adventure Time.
Okay.
Start at episode 1 and then just finish at episode 10. It's like that ending literally made me cry. It was a children's cartoon.
Yo, children's cartoons do it. They always.
Yeah.
I'm Steven Universe. Steven Universe is technically a children's cartoon. So.
Oh yeah, Zootopia. I remember when I got Disney Plus. I was like, I ain't got no kids. I ain't never seen
Zootopia, the movie? Oh, yeah, that was a good one. We saw that.
One, even though I was like, oh, these foxes are black people. Right, as soon as I watched it, I was like, okay, I see what we're doing.
Right, once you see the social change, it's like, oh, okay, I see who this is.
They were like, you can't trust them shady, having a bunch of kids, baby mama having foxes.
Yo.
We call them figures. I was like, whoa, hey, yo.
The Disney had a lot of those. But did you see the movie? Did you see the ATL episode on Goofy?
No.
Oh my God! There's a black man that plays Goofy, and it's the story between them, and it's a story and a message that he wanted to send to his son, but the pressures that was coming.
ATL, Donald Glover's ATL?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Atlanta? Or
is that it? Atlanta. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just
Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, just
ATL
Atlanta.
is the movie with T.I.
No. I'm sorry. Yeah, with Nunu, right? No. Atlanta. Sorry, Atlanta. That's his name, Glover, though.
Yeah, Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, right? Because I get them confused.
AKA Childish Gambino.
Thank you. Okay. Yes.
I love Atlanta. I know they dropped the last 2 seasons back to back.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah,
okay.
But I haven't. I'm like 3 episodes into the second to last season, and for some reason I keep stopping there because it's just so good. Mm-hmm. And then I need to. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 TVs in the house.
Okay.
But right now, only 1 is functional because we had a power surge and it burned the other TVs.
Had a dope ass time. Shout out to Marz from Down in the Den. You guys are in for an awesome treat. I can't wait to share with you. Good times, good vibes, good food, great talks. As always, it's always dope to run across kindred spirits. Those who are of the light, continuing to shed the light in their own organic way. It's like such a beautiful and such a powerful experience. So shout out to all the creatives. Shout out to all the Mad Hatters. Are you mad? And stay tuned for our next episode with Marz from Marz Entertainment. On Down and a Down.